See, my name is David, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2024 Apple Watch Pride Band, and I'm going to be giving you guys some of my own impressions on it, and yeah, just taking a look at it and comparing it to the previous Apple Watch Pride Bands. So let's get into the video. So the 2024 Apple Watch Pride Band is a braided solo loop, as you can see here. Now, the thing with the solo loops is that they aren't just in one size. And for me, I went into an Apple store to get sized for it because I haven't had a braided solo loop before. And with their like little sizing tool, it's like a tape measure kind of thing. And it basically has like a little paper outline of an Apple Watch, and then you wrap the loop around. And basically where the loop lands is what size that you're supposed to be. Now, what I found though was when I did that, it said that I was a size 8, and I tried a size 8 on, and it was definitely way too big for me. So I asked for a size 6, and it actually fit perfectly. So I think it really does matter on the kind of Apple Watch you have, because the sizing of the case may change the size of the loop that you're looking at purchasing. So I have an Apple Watch Ultra, so it is a bigger watch, so I'm guessing that's why the loop had to be smaller than what the sizing guide told me. So it's just something to keep in mind, and I do recommend that you go into a store to get sized just to make sure that you're buying the right size, especially for how expensive these bands are. So the next thing I do want to talk about is actually the pricing for them. They retail at $99 each, which is, not cheap. It's not cheap at all. And of course, there's a lot of like fake versions that you can buy like on AliExpress or eBay, but yeah. $99 does seem like quite a bit of money. I would say like if you really want it, then yeah, go ahead and spend it. But for most people, I guess that they're going to be looking at the fake versions just because, yeah, it's a pretty steep price. But I do think that the quality is there. It is really nice feeling, and honestly, it's actually been the most comfortable Apple Watch band I've ever used. So whenever I'm wearing it, I would basically relate it to the sweatpants of Apple Watch bands. So what I'm trying to say here is that it doesn't feel like you have anything on your wrist, and because it's like so stretchy, like how much you can stretch it, it's super comfortable. And I think for most people that want a comfortable Apple Watch band, you can't go wrong with these like solo loops just because there's no like clasp in the middle. It's completely flat. So yeah, it's completely flat. So you don't have any clasps on it. So if it's like on your wrist and you're like on a desk or something, it's just hitting this part and it's completely flat. So it's not putting any stress on your wrist compared to like this where it has like a little bulge on it. And that can get pretty uncomfortable over time. But with this, since it's flat, yeah, there's really no issue with the comfort of it. And I think that's the biggest strength of this band, just how comfortable it is. Now, in terms of colors, so I really like this new design. It's kind of similar to the 2021 solo braided solo loop. However, this one is definitely more colorful in my opinion. I feel like the previous version was very like white. It had a lot of whites in it, but this one is definitely, it's definitely focusing on that color. But this one is definitely focusing more on color as its main thing. So yeah, if you're looking for like the most colorful Apple Watch band, I think this is really it, just because it looks really cool. Now, if you do have the 2021 version, you don't necessarily need to get this version, I think. I think they're really similar. Or you can probably skip on the 2024 version. However, if you're coming from like the older Pride bands and you want like a solo loop, I think that this is a really good option. Or I have the 2019 version here, and you can see it's just a very like simple, regular sport loop. And one of the things I noticed with this one is that it definitely has like warmer colors compared to the newer Apple Watch Pride bands. So like the 2021 I have here, it's just like a regular, the silicone one. And it's definitely more like pastel-y, I would say. And then you have like something like the 2021 version. It's a Nike 2021 version. And it has more whites and then the lines of color. And what's cool with this one is actually reflective to light. So you can wear it while exercising at night and you can be seen better. But I do think that this one has definitely become my like new favorite just because of how comfortable it is, and it's also super colorful. And what's really unique with this one compared to the 2021 one is that the braids inside are actually, they have colors within it. So like you have the normal braids, right? But inside each braid, there's another line of color in it. So I think that's why it's so colorful. And yeah, I just really enjoy the way it looks. Of course, when you look at the lugs as well, the lugs are also laser etched with the Pride as well. You can see here, Pride 2024. Just like how the other Apple Watch bands also have the year that they came out. And yeah, I just think it's a really neat touch. One thing I would say too is that the lugs match the titanium of the Apple Watch Ultra like perfectly. They look nearly identical in color. So I'm not sure if Apple is using titanium for the lugs, but it wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I think it really just comes down to your personal preference, if you really like the colors and the design of this year, and also if you're willing to pay the $99. Now, obviously, if you don't want to pay the $99, you can get the other Apple Watch Pride bands from the previous years. I think they're still selling the one from 2022. But if you want like the braided loop, this is the only one that Apple has since they discontinued the 2021 version. So yeah, I mean, if you're coming from the 2021 version, I don't think you really need to get this one unless you really, really like the colors. But yeah, I think that this is one of the most comfortable Apple Watch bands I've used, and it's honestly become one of my new favorites. I wouldn't wear it while working out though, because I do fear it getting like pretty dirty. I do have the Apple Watch band cleaning guides, but I haven't done it with a braided solo loop. So yeah, I'm gonna see if that ends up being something that works for it. If it doesn't, I'll try to come up with a new method that I can make a video on for you guys. So yeah, so that pretty much sums up my video on the Apple Watch braided solo loop for Pride 2024. If you're watching this video, it's coming out on June 1st, so happy Pride. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, do so, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get to every single question. I read every single comment. I hope that you're all doing well. And if there's anything that you guys would like me to review, also leave that down in the comments. I'm always looking for new suggestions and new ideas. So yeah, it helps a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.